it's all said and done, that's not a Tupac chain. That's not a Death Row chain. But back to Drake. Whoever sold you that chain, Drake, you need to go beat his motherfucking ass. He played you. Matter of fact, on the low, shoot that fool, name and number. Address if you got it.
Other than the Death Row CEO, or former Death Row CEO, I should say, Suge Knight, the issuer of the famed Death Row Records chain that Drake recently purchased from art and jewel collector Alexander Batar. That's his name. Yes, and Suge Knight is on the phone saying, before I continue, make sure you go join the Trap House Discord linked in my bio, gang. We will be talking about all of the topics that I talk about on, from music to sports to everything else. Make sure you join the Discord. That Drake's chain is not the authentic chain that Suge Knight gave to Tupac. He gave the entire story and timeline of how everything went down, when he gave Tupac his chain, who he issued the Death Row Records chains to, who the jeweler was, how instead of the Death Row Records chain, he gave Snoop Dogg and his Dog Pound homies the Dog Paw chains, and all of the above. And he said, yo, whoever sold you that chain, Drake, it is not authentic. I know there's people in the comments like, oh, but the chain isn't fake. It's real. It has real diamond. That's not the point. When you buy authenticated jewelry from a collector, it's supposed to be like the actual authentic piece that was owned by that person. And now there's people from the Death Row side of things claiming that this was not a real chain. You know, who am I to say I wasn't in Death Row? I never owned the chain. I wouldn't know. But there are people on the Death Row side of things like, hey, that's not an authentic chain. We had homie from that used to be security and an executive for Death Row say, yo, that's not a real chain. Now we got Suge Knight saying, hey, that's not really Tupac's chain. Alexander now has to go defend himself. I don't know. Somebody did DM him and say, yo, they saying this isn't real. Let me see if I got the screenshot. Yeah, he said, it's definitely not fake. Tupac had multiple of these. The exact amount is not exactly known, but not many. Some of them differ slightly, but it's 100% authentic, owned and worn by him. This got extremely viral, and there are many haters out there. I'm truly shocked about the amount of people talking badly without proper knowledge. Really sad, but nothing I can do about it. Now, I don't think a jeweler would be like, nah, yeah, it is fake. I just sold it to Drake. I don't think that would be his response regardless. But